we'll go over all of that with charcoal, and then I'll take the light bits out. That's his lit hair coming over his ear. A bit darker. Okay, now go over it with the charcoal blender. Push it into the paper, over the light bits as well, because they're not really light. They're not just, should give a nice blending effect. There. Okay, now I just want to get my putty rubber, just clean up that round there, around his ear there. Just going to clean it off a bit. I haven't used this for ages. I haven't really needed it with the chamois and the blender as well. Really, on this scale, you don't really need. Well, I might use it for the hair on him. I don't know yet. Just quite flat, just drag it over. Just drag it over like that. It just just like wiping it very, very gently. I want to get all those bits off, because I don't think I'm going to do the background white like my trial, because I think it looks fine. It looks okay as it is, I think. It could just look a bit too busy if it was all white in the background. I mean, the picture is, I know, but I don't know. We'll just get it all finished first, and then I'll give it some more thought. Because that's the sort of thing can be done at the end, no problem. See how this is adhering? Because there was no 4H on there. And this is charcoal. I mean, with patience you can get it off pretty good. But this is the importance of putting that 4H on first. Gives that base. But of course, you know, couldn't put it on here. Yeah, it is coming off, I can see it. It's very, very gradual. Now, ears are usually darker than the rest of the face. Just going to lighten up these lighter areas. Just soften it over. Soften that. Yeah, might be a bit dark. Well, we'll have to get his hair on, I think. Get his hair on and see how that all looks. Hair always makes a massive difference. Right, now I've got some dark areas, but there's a really light bit here, so we'll just take that through there, and we'll just be a bit careful to get the edge of his hair in there, right? So we've got that little light wedge there. It's kind of that wedge shape that comes over there. We've got kind of streaks coming through there. Now, it's quite light coming through here, so we'll just put light shading through here. It's got very short hair, but you can see it's really curly. Yeah, it's looking much, much better now he's got his hair. It's looking much more like him. But you can't just rely on the hair to make sure that person looks like that. You know, looks like their picture. You need to really make sure you've got everything right on the face. I'm looking at the line that's coming out now. His head's looking too flat at the back, see? So we need to bring it out. Now you can see already it looks like the light's coming through here just by leaving bits. So just soften these out a little bit. Because, you know, although it's very short, it's kind of soft looking. Just soften it over, so that the charcoal gets on the other bits. That was soft. See what I've done with my putty rubber? I've just made it into like a little tool, like a flat edge. See? Just keep cleaning it off so you get a nice clean edge. Now I'll just put some more black in, more charcoal. Get the really dark bits dark again. The charcoal side of the chamois, just here. Just gently. Needs softening up there, needs softening up here, through here. Now let's have a go with the Tombow rubber. Let's see what we can do with that. So we get it nice and flat, get a nice sharp edge on it. Little flecks of light through here. That's too long. Let's go over that again. Just cleaning the rubber off after every couple of strokes. The thing is with hair, you've got to be careful not to make it look too fussy, otherwise it will never look real. It's like animal hair, you know. It's the more you fuss around with it, the less real it looks. You need to really get a nice loose feel in hair or fur. Okay, so I'll just show you. I just put on the charcoal and then went over it with the charcoal stick all over to get it all on. Then I went over the darker bits with the charcoal pencil, just kind of like this, here and there. Put some little curls in, like that. Just little bits here and there. Just keep hair loose, just very, very loose. You don't want to go mad on detail or anything really. Not for this kind of hair. It just needs to be very, very loose. Then did do a bit with the putty rubber and just made it into a little tool, you know, made sure it's clean on the end, and just do this kind of thing here and there. Just little marks, just where I wanted a bit of lightness to it. Keep cleaning it off. It's very effective. Very effective. Try not to do too much. That's the main thing with hair like this. Just keep it very, very loose. Then with the Tombow rubber, I just did this kind of thing really. Just got some little curls in there. Nothing much. Little streaks here at the side. keep cleaning it off very frequently. If you can see any really white bits, go for it, get them really white. Just like that, just add a bit of light here and there. But there aren't many really white bits in his hair. There's a light bit there. But there aren't really any. I'll just put a little bit next to that. Just see if I can. There, I can see a hair going across that way. Just, that'll give you the idea that it's really curly, but it's really short. We just need to get a bit more texture in there. There's a line coming down like that. There's lines coming across there. Lightness on the end. That's it really, that's all. That's very quick to do. That's all you need to do, that's it. So what I would like to do now is to have a little measure, get my ruler out. And I want to make sure that his hair is starting in the right position from his eyebrow now. And I'd say from the end of his eyebrow to the beginning of his hair is it's about 3.5 centimetres. So from his end of his eyebrow, get it on the 3.5 mark, and actually look, it's got to come down a bit. It's got to come over a bit. So over here, I'm just going to mark it in. It's got to be about here. So we need to kind of do something about that. It's got to be there. And yeah, there's the light mark I put in. So it's 1/4 centimetre out. And it is nice to get those sort of things in, because then his forehead doesn't look too long, too high. Didn't think it looked quite right. And I thought, oh, I thought I'd done it right, but it's just going across there, look. That's where it needs to go. So yeah, that's all right. We'll just fill it across there, because I can see now what I've done. It is dark up here, but this is coming down like that. That looks better, doesn't it? That looks better. Yeah, that looks better. And with hair like this, it doesn't matter that I've done these bits here. That'll be all right. Just kind of there. That's all. It's that one. That's a little curl there. That was it. Yeah, that's it. That's okay there. I could do with being a bit darker. There. Now we're going to check this bit now. So the top of his eyebrow to that mark there is 4 centimetres. That's good, 4. Then we'll check this down here. This mark here. We'll check that again. That is 3.5 and a teeny bit. 3.5 and a teeny bit. It could go down a fraction. There, it's kind of doing that kind of thing, isn't it? And it's softer. Stuff in there. I made a few adjustments this morning, which really needed doing. Probably one of the most important ones I made was this side of his face. I had it too round, so kind of also the baby's head, you can't see on my photo at the moment, but the baby's head was starting down here with the hair, and it should have been higher up, so I've moved that up and it's looking a lot better. In fact, it could go even up a little bit more, and it changed that side of things. But then also, so I'll have to look at the baby's head, but it needs to be going up like that really. That's the baby's hair. But also this here was too round, so I've changed that to being more straight. Well, it's not as rounded. There, like that. I did a bit of work around here, just changed that a bit. Did a little bit of work around his nose. His nose wasn't looking quite right there, and I've changed the shaping on his face, on his nose here, and I can see that still needs a bit of attention there. So kind of just really, when you come back to things, you can see everything that's wrong, that you haven't done right, and be prepared for that, because that's what happens. But it's the only way you can really see it properly. When you've been working on it, you just can't see it. You just think, well, you know, it's okay, but it's actually not. You know, it's not okay. This needs to come down a bit more through here, a bit of a softer line. It is shaded on the end of his nose, but we can do that in a minute. But this is darker. This line here, I had this line here a bit wrong. So I did try and correct that this morning. And again, this is too much of a hard line here. That needs softening. I can see it's going in the right direction, but it's just a bit hard. And yeah, and coming out and then coming in again through here. Needs to just a little bit too hard. And that was darker down there. So yes, I darkened that down there. So mainly that work was done with the blending stump and then the brush, just like this. I'm not going to muck around with this much more because I think it's kind of okay. But I'm going to blend that charcoal onto the edge there, because it does need going on there. It would be a little bit darker. So I'm just going to do that with the pencil because it needs a bit of a careful. Just there, that's it. Just a tiny little mark, probably a bit too big there. Just brush it over again. There. So yeah, I'm much happier about it. It's actually looking a bit more how he should. The other thing I did was I put a bit more shading under his teeth here, but that's looking a bit too dark there, so we'll just soften that off a bit. And we'll just get the rubber on that because it's kind of coming round up here a bit more like that. And this is still a bit dark. Just take it up a little bit. That's it. Now I can just see that needs blending over there a bit. What's happening with this, because it's slightly textured, sometimes the charcoal doesn't quite get in. You just have to just put it in gently like that, then it works. That's it. There's a bit of darkness here under this tooth. It's just, yeah, just needs to. Just needs to be a bit darker there. There. And just brush it in a bit. That's it. Okay. Yeah, that's better. Yes, that's better. Now, what we need to do next is this bit here is too dark. So, yes, I took it off. I took off this and had a look at the rest of my picture in comparison, and they both look great compared to the picture. Happy with them. Mum and the baby. But he looks too dark. So, I just need to look at this again. This, I can see, needs to come. There's a line coming through here. And that's all shaded. Like that. And then I can see that's it. Just take off a bit of this. The lighter bit there, just by that tooth. Yeah. His lips are about right now. They were a bit dark. Okay. This is a touch too dark now. That's a bit thin there. Yeah. That needs coming up here a bit. That dark line. Yeah, that's too wide. There's a bit of darkness here. That's okay. Probably needs a little bit more. Kind of straight through there, that's right. And then across there. That's it. This angle must be slightly too deep going across because it's coming down too far. So, and then some more darkness up here, really coming from that dark edge there. Yeah, coming just to the bottom of that. His beard. That's it. It's dark here. There. There, coming up here. That's right. I'll add a little dip back there again. It's a bit darker there. And this again. That's it. Now there's a lighter patch here. Now while I see it, I'm going to do it. It's just a bit light around here. And it's kind of coming up here.